organizations of such kind bring about certain quality of security, that security itself becomes insecurity when it is based on illusion. I think this is all very clear, if one has gone into this matter at all. And is it possible, while we are living on this earth, which is not the British or the English or the British or the French or all the rest of it, it's our earth. And can we live there peacefully now? Which implies not some future idealistic society based on goodness, but actually in our daily life now bring about such a good society, which means to have a right relationship with each other. A relationship not based on some past images put together by thought, but a relationship in which that which is actually happening in this relationship of reaction, to be aware of those reactions and not build out of those reactions various forms of images which prevent actual relationship with others, however intimate or impersonal. Is that possible? Which means, can the human mind, which has been so conditioned for millennia, can such a conditioned mind be aware of itself, know all the intricacies and the complexities and the reactions of the human mind based upon the senses, and becoming aware of itself bring about a deep transformation, a mutation in itself? That's the real problem. I hope we are communicating with each other. Or am I going too fast? Perhaps most of us are not used to this kind of thinking. Or this kind of explanation. Explanations are not actualities. Going to describe the mountain, but to be close to the mountain, see actually the beauty of it, the dignity of it, the majesty of it, is quite different from that of the description of that mountain. But most of us are satisfied sitting in our armchairs to be comforted or made feel romantic about the mountain through explanations, painting, and so on. But we are actually dealing not with the mountains, but with actual daily life of our life. Can that life, which is now a travail, great deal of effort, struggle, competition, brutality, terror, all the things that are going on in our daily life, can that be transformed? Not in some future idealistic, when the environment is completely changed to bring this about, which is impossible. The totalitarianists try this. Change the environment, And they say then the human mind can become transformed, which is being proved nonsensical. And also there are the others who say human mind, human conditioning, the condition of the human mind can never be changed. Must accept it, live with it, modify it, refine it, and make it much more pleasant. But what we are saying is quite the contrary of these two. That the human mind can be transformed. Not to fall into another conditioning, not into other set of beliefs and dogmas and all that nonsense, but actually bring about in itself a religious quality which is the only factor of bringing about unity among all human beings. All organizations have failed, and we never apparently see such organizations can never do this. But yet we are addicted to organizations, like drugs, like whiskey and so on. We think if we could organize, everything would be all right. Perhaps some of you have heard that story which I have often repeated. There were two friends walking along the road. And as they were walking along, one of them picks up from the pavement and looks at it and says, and his whole face changes, lightens, delighted, and puts it in his pocket. And the other fellow says, "What have you got? Why are you so happy about it?" "Oh," he says, "I have picked up part of truth. It's so extraordinarily beautiful." And the other fellow says, "Now let's organize it." And that's what we think through organizations, however highly regarded, patronized, plenty of money, and so on, blessed by all the big cannons of the world. Such organizations have never produced a unity of human mind, because in their very structure and their nature, they must be divisive, separative, based on some form of idealism or belief, and so they are essentially destructive to bring about this unity of the mind, of human mind, which requires love, affection, care, attention, responsibility. I hope we are meeting each other, or am I talking to myself?
Can I ask you a question, sir?
To tell her, I mean, we'll do it tomorrow, day after tomorrow. If you are still here, if you are still interested. So our question is, it has always been, can the human mind, human consciousness, with all its content, the grief, the sorrow, the anxiety, the loneliness, the sense of despair, the desire to fulfill, and frustration, a whole of human struggle is that consciousness with its images of God, of all that.